Chapter 1. The Bright Spark. In the Hall of Human Origins, Adam felt alone. The other fourth graders had rushed across the room to a model of a Neanderthal man. They pointed at his bumpy forehead and laughed at the shape of his long skull. Adam could have told his classmates a lot about those prehistoric people. Shorter than modern humans, they were still strong, and their brains were about the same size as ours. But Adam's classmates never listened to him. Although he knew lots of facts, they always ignored his ideas. He wasn't surprised that the other students had left him behind. Adam stopped by a glowing display called The Birth of Fire. He peered at the replicas of early stone tools. They looked like the flint he took on camping trips. Most of all, Adam was drawn to a single smoldering ember. The tiny flame was carefully cupped in two hands like a precious object.
What made fire so special?
He wondered.
I thought it was only used for cooking food.
Suddenly, the lights flickered out. An icy wind blasted his face. Adam forced his eyes open and couldn't believe what he saw. He was standing in a frozen forest. Adam was surrounded by towering pines and fir trees. As their spiky branches trembled in the wind, Adam's skin was covered in goosebumps. His hoodie and jeans were no match for the bitter cold. Adam whirled around in a circle.
Hello?
He shouted.
Is anyone there?
The wind howled even louder. It stole his voice away. Shivering, Adam pulled his hood over his head. The museum was gone, along with his classmates. He really was all alone. But to Adam's surprise, someone had heard his cry. A group of 8 wide-eyed children crept out from the trees. As they crunched toward him through the snow, Adam's jaw dropped open. The Neanderthal kids had nothing on their feet.
I'm Adam,
he greeted them.
And I'm a Homo sapien.
The puzzled children paused but didn't run away. Instead, the smallest ones pointed at his head.
Of course,
Adam realized.
You must be wondering what happened to my ears.
He pulled down his hood.
I'm wearing clothes kind of like you, but I wish I had one of your animal skins.
An older child took a step closer. She was shorter than Adam, but her eyes seemed wise. Frowning at him, she pointed fearfully at the sky. Raccoon! A clap of thunder made everyone jump. Adam stared at the angry clouds above. They grew darker by the moment. The wild-haired girl was warning him about a storm.
Let's go,
Adam said.
We need to get somewhere warm.
He followed the kids through the deep snow. Before long, his sneakers were soaked. His feet were frozen. Adam guessed the barefoot children were heading to a cozy cave, but instead, they led him to a low shelter. It was beneath a stony ledge that stuck out from the cliffside. As fat raindrops fell from the sky, Adam gulped. It was going to be a rocky night ahead. The children crowded around a pile of sticks. They looked at Adam with worried faces. When a flash of lightning lit up the cliffside, their tearful eyes went even wider. For the first time, Adam noticed the splinters and scrapes all over their hands.
You've been trying to make a fire,
he realized.
But you don't know how to light it.
Bracoom! As thunder boomed, Adam knelt on the ground. He wanted to create a spark of hope for the children. Picking up 2 dry sticks, he rubbed them together to make heat. At the same time, Adam blew onto the pile. He hoped to fuel a flame with oxygen. When his stick snapped, a child began to cry. Adam felt like doing the same. But Adam didn't cry, and he didn't give up either. Instead, he whispered something that his grandpa had told him once on a camping trip.
Fire doesn't come easily. That's what makes it valuable.
Patting his pockets, Adam didn't find any flint, but he did pull out a long piece of string. Adam grinned.
Now we're cooking, he said. Or at least we will be soon.
Taking a curved piece of wood from the pile, Adam made a simple bow drill. He tied the string to both ends, winding it around a straighter stick in the middle. When the drill moved back and forth, the spinning spindle created a lot of heat and friction. As the storm raged, the children huddled together. They were shielding Adam from the wind. They leaned in close, watching his drill with wonder. Finally, Adam's hard work and patience paid off. With a bright spark, soft glow, and swirl of smoke, a flame flickered to life. Adam was happy to see the dancing flame.
Thank goodness I went to scout camp.
To his surprise, the children didn't cheer. Instead, they gasped and ran away. "Great," Adam moaned, protecting the flame. "I've been left on my own. Again." But the children hadn't really run away. Once more, they were helping him by building up the fire. Searching the shelter, they brought back bundles of dried moss and twigs. Before long, the fire was burning bright. While Adam warmed his hands by the crackling flames, the Neanderthal children did the same. As their faces thawed, they grinned from ear to ear. Adam couldn't help smiling in return. Meanwhile, the older girl cooked for the group. She roasted some plant roots on the roaring fire. Although he wasn't the biggest fan of vegetables, Adam bravely took a bite.
Not bad,
He fibbed.
It tastes like potato, and just a bit like dirt.
The Neanderthal children couldn't understand Adam's words, but his feelings must have been clear on his screwed-up face. The children laughed and giggled with glee. Soon, Adam's laughter was howling louder than the storm. Tired out, the prehistoric kids fell asleep around the fire. Adam listened to them murmur and snore. He felt an even greater warmth in his heart. Although they hadn't shared any words, the children had taught him something deeper than language. He'd learned that fire wasn't only for cooking. For the Neanderthals, it provided protection, connection, and survival. Outside the shelter, the storm clouds rolled away. While stars shone in the midnight sky, the fire burned to embers. Adam's eyelids grew heavy as he watched their gentle glow. When he blinked, he was standing before the glowing display again. Adam was back in the museum. He ran across the room. His classmates were still staring at the Neanderthal man.
I can't believe we have a caveman project next week,
Dylan complained.
I don't know anything about them.
Well, they knew how to use fire, Adam explained. At first, it would have seemed impossible to create, but like all progress, it was made possible by people working together. For once, the other students didn't run off. Maybe they sensed that his Neanderthal knowledge had somehow come from experience. To Adam's surprise, they listened to him speak without making fun of his ideas. Now, all of them wanted to team up with him next week. As his happy classmates huddled around him, Adam smiled happily. This really was a dream come true.